Slender hands wave in the darkness below the Jedi Temple, and a glowing orb of energy lights up the darkness around Sidious. He approaches a structure ahead of him, a large doorway. As he does, he senses a presence watching.
I know you're there. Show yourself.
The blue ghost of Mace Windu appears before the doorway.
Only one of you. I expected a few more.
There are many more of us. You made sure of that.
And I will continue to make sure of it until every last Jedi is added to the Netherrealm.
There is nothing here for you, Sith Lord. You will leave empty-handed.
Is that why you're here? To guard nothing? It will take more than a few Jedi spirits and petty trickery to stop me. You should know that by now.
We know who you are, Sith. Even in the Netherrealm, we can sense the echo of your power.
So, only now, at the end, do you understand?
What you seek is inside, and to get there, you must pass through 3 trials. But beware, Sith Lord. This place is strong in the light side of the Force, and all my brothers and sisters are waiting for you.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
Then confront these trials with your true face.
Palpatine shoots a vicious glare at the ghost.
The dark side corrupts both spirit and flesh, does it not? It must have taken quite the toll on your body after all this time. How much of your strength do you have to expend to hold your appearance?
Or have you held onto the illusion for so long that you can't remember your true face anymore? You will need every ounce of strength you can muster for what lies ahead, Sith. The ghost of Windu slowly starts to fade. As I said, we all know who you are. Sidious is left standing alone, looking at this huge door. He begins to sway, loosening his muscles and joints in his body. As he does, his body begins to twitch and contort. His eyes begin to glow a dark yellow color and sink into his head. Bags appear under his eyes, and a sickly pale whiteness crosses over his skin, until he takes on the shape of the Emperor. This is dark side corruption. It's something that already exists in Star Wars canon, and the idea is that the more a person exposes themselves to the dark side, the more it starts to degrade their body physically, which is why the Emperor looks so bad in Return of the Jedi, which I think is a much better explanation as to why he looks that way than Palpatine melting his own face with lightning. They did actually seem to be going in this direction with the actual Attack of the Clones movie, as Palpatine in that does look noticeably more pale and haggard than he was in The Phantom Menace. But then they just kind of rushed it with the last movie with that whole face melting thing, because I guess everything was rushed in that movie. So in this, Sidious looks like a monster because he's been using the dark side for such a long time, but he's been projecting an illusion to make himself look more like a normal human so that he can go do all his political stuff. But by the time we get to Return of the Jedi, he'll no longer need to keep up that fake appearance, as he's already ruling the whole galaxy. Also, what I'm doing here with Sidious in the Jedi Temple is kind of like the reverse of what we saw with Luke in the tree on Dagobah. Because remember in that was a Jedi going into a place strong in the dark side and facing a trial. This is a Sith going into a place strong by the light side and facing trials. So it's kind of like a flipped version of what we saw with Luke. Sidious reaches out and begins to slide open the massive doors, revealing a long corridor behind them, and levitates the glowing orb ahead of him to light his way, and begins down the passageway.